What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. It is an earlier afternoon for us at Chat and Draw, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to move with it. We got an awesome guest on the show, and we are back for another awesome episode. And for those of you that are just tuning in, that may be watching for the first time, you're probably like, what is Chat and Draw? That's a great question. Chat and Draw is a session where I sit with another creator and we talk. We chat it up. We ask each other questions and we go back and forth. And in the meanwhile, I draw their character, hopefully to their satisfaction. This show's been going strong for 3 weeks. I'm very excited about it. I want to thank everyone that tunes in, that gives us a share, and joins our discussion. I really appreciate it very much. So, now without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. And here we wait, go.
Here comes a new challenger!
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
And why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, please?
All right, my name is Lawrence King. I am part of Constant Hustle Comics, founder of it. Constant Hustle Comics is comprised of up to about right now. I think we're about to 8 creators, and we all have our own intellectual properties that we all pull together to make things happen. And that's just the in-house creators. We partner up with other studios as well, and I'm just happy to be on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to make this happen. You know what I mean? We're about to switch it up a little bit on you today, bro. I'm here to let you know that. You know what I mean?
You switching it up on me today.
We're gonna switch it up a little bit on you today, man. It's been easy so far. You know what I mean? You ain't been asked the hard hitting questions. We about to get down like that today, huh?
Did you say hard hitting questions today?
Yes, I did. That's right. I said hard hitting questions. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody really asking you the hard hitting questions.
Oh shoot!
You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
can we reschedule this episode? I don't know. I don't know what my man got planned here.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I got my index card. I want you to see this. I'm about to James Lipton this whole thing up right here. I got index cards. A few of them.
He's
You know
got
what I'm telling
index
you?
cards.
Huh?
He's prepped. He's prepped.
I prepped for this. Huh?
Oh my goodness gracious! You know I'm supposed to interview you, right?
I want to make it so you want to interview me again. Need to be an interactive experience. You know what I'm saying?
Interactive. Okay. All right. Oh, let me get what? I'm already see. Look, you already took me off guard. Everything. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So, well, before we get into your ambush, let's go ahead. Let's tell everybody who am I drawing today and what's the elevator pitch for.
All right. So you are drawing Avery the Astonishing today, which is our. I guess you could say it's our. I hate to really compare Avery to anybody established, but I guess Avery is set up to be one of our icon characters. You know how, and you being a creative, you know this. You have some say Earth-based characters, and then you have some Celestials, and then you have some that's supposed to set themselves apart from everybody by both actions and power set. And Avery is that character for us.
Okay, all right. Now I've seen her a few times on the Facebook, so
yes,
she does look like a mighty tough cookie.
Yes, Avery is Avery is born to be a protector. She was one of the first female Marine Force recons to be in combat. Avery is one of the first MMA characters to want to fight males. She does not care. Avery is set aside from the rest, definitely. She doesn't believe in roles that should be given to someone because of anything.
All right, okay. So what was the inspiration for creating her?
Well, Avery is based on a lot of strong females that I know, from my wife to my mother to my daughter. Avery's character, Avery's unwilling, yeah, unbending will is based off them, pretty much.
Unbending will. I like that. All right. So what would you say? Excuse me. What's
Mhm.
well? Actually, let me get to this. What's your power set?
So Avery is given a power from a old uh, a celestial race
Mm-hmm.
who look for protectors, and it's called the power of the heart of the dwarf star. Is the
Oh,
name of
oh. Okay. Hold up. You got
it.
me right there. I'm all right. I was visually invested, but you just hit me with some words, and I just really love that. Heart of the dwarf star.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is her power set. She has of course she has superhuman strength and stamina.
Mm-hmm.
She can lift up to 10 tons.
Okay.
She can fly at the speed of light. She's able to shoot energy beams out of her hands and out of her eyes.
Okay.
Her fists are as is put it like this, so people who are watching or will watch this in the future, because I know you YouTube this as well. Her
Mm-hmm.
her fists are as hard as Mjolnir is.
I'd like the exact specification of that. Okay.
So yeah, she's able to do that, and also we the Constant Hustle Comics universe that is set up in is called the Noir State. It's
Mm-hmm.
set up with different dimensions. Because of the power she has, she can jump between those dimensions. Not all of our characters can do that, but she's one of them that can.
Okay. So she is it for you. She is the powerhouse for you.
She's one of them. We have one higher that I think I'm going to set up for us to talk again about. But yeah, she's one of them definitely. I mean, she has weaknesses, of course, but
Okay, let's dig into that because she's sounding pretty righteous right now.
right. She's open to psychic attacks,
Okay.
and she can also be taken off her game if she loses confidence in her abilities.
All right.
Like I can't believe I'm drawing a blank right now. Uh, is it Guardian?
Yeah. It's
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator. Yeah, like that. She's open to psychic attacks, but she's definitely open to that if, like Gladiator, if uh, if she's taken off her mental game, if she has the thought in her mind that she may lose, then she's definitely she's definitely not as effective as she could be. I'm gonna apologize in advance to you if my dogs start barking.
Oh no, you're fine, man. We are all at home. A lot of us are working from home. We all got kids and pets and all that stuff, so we know how it goes.
All right, all right, all right, brother. So, are you ready for your first question, man?
I'm
Huh?
not
You
done.
ready?
I'm not done with you, but you the
Uh,
guest. So let's go.
All right, all right. I know you get this a lot. So, how did you come up with the design and color scheme for Hot Shot?
Color scheme was easy because blue is my favorite color. Black is my
Ah,
secondary favorite color. I
ah,
love how the both of them hug each other
right,
when they're in the same room. So
right,
that was just kind of easy to do. The costume has gone through several different phases.
right.
I actually had my dude or my dude Ewart back in college. He hit me with a final design based off of everything that I did to give me the outfit that we're rocking right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
There have been some tweaks on it since then, but really minor tweaks to it or whatever. Hotshot used to have his name running up the sleeves where that white section of his arms were.
Oh, so you did a
Um,
little Mr. Terrific on that, huh?
yeah, but we took that off because I got tired of having to draw it over and over again. Uh, um, and my brother Ren actually added a feature to it when he used to draw Hotshot. The black stripes that are on his head, Ren
Right.
outlined those in white, and so that
Oh,
carried over to the design.
oh man.
Yeah,
I
so
gotta admit, I do like the whole get up of Hot Shot.
thank you. It has been a labor of love and many people, input and stuff.
You got like 9 additions to that, man.
Oh yeah, we're technically 10 issues because we got a zero issue. I'm
That's right.
working
That's right.
on.
I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
No, 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 no. You're fine. The zero issue it gets forgotten about just because everyone thinks it's a zero, as in prior, like it's a pre, but it actually fits.
Right.
It's a part of the story.
Okay.
I'm working on. I'm doing the pencils now for the 11th issue, and laying out the 12th issue right now.
Man, man, oh man. That is something. That is definitely something. There's a lot to be said for that. There's a lot to be said for that.
Like
See you doing it up. I see it.
I'm trying, man. You didn't spoke her up, and we don't get very many female characters on here. So I like, I got 3 daughters, so I like to represent for the females,
Right.
or rather the women.
Right.
And I mean, she does look like a freaking boss. So,
Yeah. She Avery's one of a kind.
all right, all right. So I think we got kind of a layout there for.
Yep.
I've been trying to get faster at these. I'm trying to keep the
Oh yeah.
show. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, brother. You go ahead and draw. I'll hit you with another question. So here's the way this is gonna go. I'm gonna hit you with a softball question, right?
Okay.
That was the first one. And then I'm gonna
All
hit
right.
you with the real question after that. All right.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
I'm,
So here's the real question. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Now, what NFL team does Hot Shot hate, and why is it the Cowboys?
That's hilarious. Um, well, I'll start off with. We got some people in here. Charles is in the building. Justice in the building. Krishan's in the building. What's up, you guys? How you doing? I'll start off with
That's
hot
all
shot.
my team right there, by the way.
That's what's up. Support, man. Hashtag
That's right.
support. I'll start off with, well, I know his favorite football team would definitely be the 49ers. And
Okay.
this is hilarious because when I was into football, I watched it with my grandfather. And at
Uh-huh.
that time, the team that I hated was the Dallas Cowboys because they always sent the 49ers home until that
That's true.
fateful year when Deion Sanders, Steve Young, Jerry Rice and company finally beat the Cowboys. Oh God. I don't think I knew what a rivalry was until that happened.
Oh my God.
That's so funny that's one of your questions.
uh. All right, like I said, I did a little homework, bro. I did a little homework,
Okay.
I did a little homework. So we're gonna,
That's-
we're gonna switch it up a little bit. That's what we do
okay.
here.
All right, I'm with it.
So yeah, we have of all we have Avery is out now on
Okay.
our website. Avery was kickstarted last year. No,
Mhm.
yeah, last year. And we have the last line, which is I think the next one of the characters from there is what I'll sign up next to be on your show.
Okay.
And we have The Astronauts Chosen, which was just kickstarted a few months ago. And then we have from Charles Simpson, who is probably one of the people that are on right now. We have Zero Gravity that's coming out soon.
Hmm.
Just, Justin's on, Justin Birch. He's our letterer for the whole thing. For every book we have, he is absolutely amazing. Charles Simpson is absolutely amazing. He's one of the partners in Constant Hustle Comics, and his book Zero Gravity is going to be a game changer, and that comes out later this year.
Yeah, I've seen Charles's artwork and his character designs. He's a problem.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And Krishan, her character is coming on. She's an already an author, an award-winning author, and
Okay.
we were blessed to have her come on board and help us out as editor.
Hmm.
And her character or her line will be coming out as well. So we're trying to make it happen, man. We're trying to make it happen.
It sounds like y'all is making it happen.
We're trying, man. We're trying. We're not as big as y'all yet, but we're trying.
Oh man, we ain't there yet. We trying to get there ourselves. One page at a time.
True that. One page at a time.
Literally.
All right. So, what is Hot Shot's power set?
Well, as of right now, his power set is he can fly. He
Uh-huh.
controls all different forms of fire.
Oh,
He's learned how to access some of them.
okay.
He's super strong. He can take a punch. Like, for example, he can feel or he can see people's body heat. So if someone's trapped in rubble, he can sense that and see it.
Oh, okay.
He's and just other things that he's figured out how to do, like example, void through a gas tanker at him, and Hotshot was able to ignite the gas tanker by putting a spark inside the gas tanker,
Oh,
um,
wow. Okay.
and making it pop from there. Um, he has this kind of, I guess, what you kind of want to say, a Super Saiyan mode,
Okay.
but
Okay.
he has no idea how to access that. His subconscious did it for him.
Okay. See, Avery's the same way. Avery, she's given this power set, which you don't even see in the first edition.
Hmm.
It starts to come into play in the second edition, but Avery has to mature into the powers. So,
Okay.
like all the power set I told you, Avery doesn't have it all at the same time.
Okay.
Avery has to learn how to use and then mature into the powers, and she has like a you could say a mentor that helps to guide Avery through this, because there's two sides to these powers. There's the regular hero side to them, and then there's the malice side to them, to where she can
Mm.
lose control of it, and then if you're a bad guy in the room, you're gonna get that Red Hood type of justice.
Ooh, that Red Hood justice is real.
Yeah.
Which by the way is one of my favorite DC animated movies. Batman and the Red Hood was
Oh
dope.
my God! Please, was it dope? Oh my God! DC cannot miss with their animated movies, as far as I'm concerned.
They can. That one they did with Batman and those robots and in the future and stuff, that was trash.
Oh, come on, man! It was alright. Come on, now. Come on now.
That
Don't be
that's
so
my
hard. Don't be so hard. It was alright.
that's my only disclaimer for them. That was the only one.
Uh, uh, well, then they're on a good run then. One out of, you know,
One out of 40. Yeah, yeah, they're good.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know. You ready for your next question?
Oh yeah, I'm ready, man. We good.
All right, this is the hardball one. All right, I gave you
Hmm.
the soft one with the power set.
Okay.
So we here at Constant Hustle Comics have it on good sources that Hotshot hates the Man of Steel movie. How do you feel about that?
That's a complete exaggeration and a fabrication.
Oh,
Hot
so
shot.
you're saying we got that wrong? That's what you're saying. You're saying
I
that
got
wasn't
that
told
wrong.
us correctly. Oh, okay. All
Hot
right.
shot. Hotshot's a huge fan. Huge,
Oh, okay.
huge
All
fan
right.
of Man of Steel.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Well, we heard it wrong, man. That's all right. We heard it wrong. It happens. It happens.
So what dates are left? The seniority dating? So
Mm, mm.
Avery loves all superhero movies.
Tom,
It's not. Avery loves all superhero movies,
does
even the
she?
ones that most don't like. She likes. She likes Iron Man 3, which most people don't like. That she likes that one.
yeah.
She liked the Thor with the dark elves in it. Most people didn't like that one.
Oh,
She
me and Avery can get along because I like the Thor with the L's, and I like Iron Man 3 as well.
really?
Yeah.
So you like those two, but you didn't like the Batman with the robots in it.
Nope.
I'm sensing a little inconsistency in your mindset,
I
bro.
I
I'm gonna
I,
let it go. I'm gonna let it go because I don't want to judge you. I want you to feel that I'm judging you. I'm just merely stating. You know what I'm saying? It might be a little. You know what I mean? Huh?
I,
Man. Yeah.
I'm probably also going to throw you off because I don't like the Dark Knight Rises trilogy either.
Oh my God, Mike, Mike, Mike,
Can't stand it.
Mike. I can't. I don't even think Hotshot agrees with you on that.
Oh,
If
he does.
Hotshot was there right now, he'd walk out the room. He'd take off his costume and he'd walk out the room. I don't even know if he put it back on, Mike.
He absolutely agrees with me.
I don't know if he does. I don't know if he does. I know Avery doesn't agree with you. I know that. I know that right now. You just insulted Avery down to her core set with that.
I I felt like I knew what direction we was going to, and I got to keep it all the way honest with you.
So, what in particular did you not like about it?
Well, I put it to you like this.
Uh huh.
Um, the first Batman Begins movie was good and did a good job of it because the end line where she tells Bruce Wayne, "This is your mask,"
Uh
and
huh.
Batman's the real you. And I was like, "That's perfect.
Right.
That's great. They did that excellently." And
Right. Right.
then they come out with the sequel, and
Uh huh.
it's not a Batman movie. It's a Joker movie.
Okay.
The
Okay.
whole like I understand the villain has to be just as good as the hero, and
Right.
I'm for that. I'm with that. But Joker completely stole the show. That was Joker's movie. I was actually cheering for Joker to win. And besides the
Right.
fact that Batman got beat up by a
Right.
dancing Joker and two
Right.
dogs, lost a lot of
Right.
Batman.
What?
His composure wasn't even together at the end of that movie. Batman's composure is always together. He was rattled, man. Batman don't get rattled. Then you got to the last movie, and
Uh-huh.
Batman quit. He quit. Batman don't quit. And let's
Right.
the overarching arc of there was no detective work done in that entire film.
The last one?
None of them.
Come on, man. So the fact that he set up all the devices to find out where the Joker was before anybody even knew that it was going to be an issue, that's not detective work?
Nah, man. That was somebody else's tech that he appropriated and used.
Ah, but he knew to use it, how to
Can't
use
get
it, and he knew to put it in I mean, detectives they don't, make CIs. They just use the CIs that they have, right?
all right, I'll give you that. I still say there's no detective work used. Nothing. I will give you that argument, but nothing. What did Batman make in that? Batman
You mean other,
reappropriated everybody's stuff.
so other than the fact that if I hope everybody who's watching saw these movies already, but anyway, other than the fact that he reappropriated the program in the vehicle when he took the bomb out to the water, he fixed what Lucius couldn't fix and put it on autopilot. Other than that, I mean,
Nah,
he did a few things, bro. Freed the cops underneath Gotham.
oh, and his worst crime, his
Uh,
voice.
oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, not feeling
Oh,
that voice.
oh. We
Not
got
for me.
we got to go off camera with this one because I can't believe you give Iron Man 3 high marks, but you don't like the Nolan trilogy, man.
Hey,
Oh,
at least
oh,
to me, I like that Iron Man movie just because of we got more like it forced Tony Stark to have to be the hero and not rely on Iron Man. And I thought that was dope. Plus, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is a gem.
I'll give Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is a gem, but you can't. All right, see, you can't use the cast of one and not the other. Morgan Freeman is Lucius Fox. Michael Caine is Alfred. Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. Bruh, come on, man. I can stop right there. And you pretty much don't have, you can't really go nowhere else from that. Huh? Help me out, Mike. Mike, don't get
Right.
silent, Mike. Help me out,
Uh,
bro.
I'm not silent, man. That Alfred wasn't that good. Give me,
Oh
give me,
my
give me the
God.
Alfred. Give me the Alfred from the
Please
Michael
don't say the
Keaton era.
CW, Mike. Please don't
No,
say
no.
it, Mike.
Oh, Mike hates the CW. So does Hot
Okay.
Shot.
Okay. All right. See? I was about to write you off, Mike. I was about to write you off right there. But in that
Mm.
one phrase, you redeemed yourself. So which Alfred are you saying?
Animated series Alfred.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I like the way he knuckled up in Bad Blood.
Oh God. So many good things. So, what is Avery's favorite movie?
Avery's favorite movie.
Since we're
Let's
talking
see.
about movies.
All right. Okay. I got you. Avery's favorite movie may surprise you because Avery is a lover of the classics. Avery's
Okay.
favorite movie is Monster Squad.
Wow.
That's Avery's favorite movie. I'm willing to bet you haven't heard that on this show and probably won't after. We breaking new ground here today, Mr. Watson. That's what we doing
I've not
right now.
I have not heard that.
You
And
had to
yes,
drink twice. You had to drink three times. You had to take 3 drinks behind that.
three of them.
We off script today, Mike. That's what we doing. We off script.
Charles, yeah, I could see doing a crossover hustle. Justin says the more he watches Iron Man, the more he likes it, and that's a cartoon. You can't count that.
What do you mean? Can't count what?
Alfred, I can absolutely count the cartoon because Batman the animated series is a definitive Batman. All right,
But
definitive.
now you have to give the Nolan trilogy the caveat that he is really in the beginning of what he is doing in the trilogy. To where in the animated series, he's already been at this for a minute.
Man, I don't have to give Nolan nothing.
That is shameful, Mike. I want you to know that.
I'm just being honest. Nolan, while being a great director,
Yes, he is.
and like I said, he did a lot of good things in those movies, but didn't close the deal for me, man.
Okay, all right. I got you. Now, see, I'm the same way about the most of the single character Marvel movies.
Okay.
I think they fit a mold and they fit a type and an archetype, and they just stayed within that, which is smart financially. Can't fault him for that,
Mm-hmm.
but was kind of light on substance.
Mm.
Black Panther excluded from that.
I can give you, I can give you that on some of them, um, very few of them, but I know one that stands out completely
Okay.
is Captain
Okay.
America. The
Okay.
whole Captain America trilogy
Wait, wait, wait,
is.
wait, 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 wait. Okay. I'm gonna give you this. And now you probably gonna want to cut me off from this right here. First Captain America to me was garbage. You hear me? They could have
Mhm.
skipped that whole thing. The best, and this is a shameful part. The best part of Captain America to me was Tommy Lee Jones, Stanley Tucci as the as Professor. What's his professor's name? Or Doctor? I can't think of it right now. And
Not
Agent
terrible.
Carter. And Agent Carter. Those are the three best parts of the first Captain America. Now, Winter Soldier, to me, is one of the best Marvel movies that they have made.
Winter Soldier's top three.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, you can't deny that. Only because they truly made a complex story that started for me the whole them down the path of the whole Avengers and all the rest of that stuff.
Now, the thing with the thing with Captain America one is why it is good is because it's corny. It's supposed to be because it's Cap.
Right,
It instills that whole corny nature of the Figma that is Captain America or whatnot.
right,
But it establishes Steve Rogers, his character, with things that we don't even have to say, but we get in his actions. So
right,
when he does what he does in Captain America 2, it's
right,
grounded. You know all that.
right. I'll give
Um,
you that.
you know all that because of what's put into Captain America 1.
Right. So would you say I'm not a Captain America fan in the MCU? I'm not. I don't like the way his character is. I think his character is too naive about certain things, and I think his character is unbending when he should. And maybe that's saying that it was written correctly. That I feel that way about him. So if you had to put your character in the MCU, who would it be more like?
We're like Spider Man.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. All right. All right.
But again, that's funny that you say that because I was just reading some of my old comics yesterday, and I realized how much in comic book form the Avengers suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are complete trash. They go to the X Men's house. Excuse me.
Uh,
They go to the X Men's house for potential bank robberies and stuff, and they accuse the X Men of stuff. But when the X Men are being slaughtered by the Sentinels and all
right.
these racist
And they
groups,
don't show up. They don't show
they
up.
don't
Right.
do nothing.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Avery would be more of a Captain Marvel in a way.
Mhm.
I have to say, I keep going back to Red Hood for Avery's personality because Avery, Avery's not going to put anybody in Arkham Asylum.
Oh, she's not.
Avery's not, or at least you're not going to be put in Arkham Asylum in complete use of your faculties. You may have a broken leg, a broken arm, something like that. In our
Oh yeah.
beginning story,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Avery's sister Mason is kidnapped. So Avery's biggest motivation or her biggest uh, plot point or whatever you want to call it is that she is looking for her sister.
Hmm.
So if you have any kind of sex trafficker or any kind of predator or anything like that, Avery's especially harsh on them.
Oh, okay. I
Avery's
see.
especially harsh.
See. I love that type of stuff, and those are some things I want to introduce into my book.
Right.
Like some things that I want to have like on news reports, kind of building up in the background where I can do like little one-off stories,
Right,
dedicate a couple pages to or whatever, or like have it build up like over 3 or 4 issues, and you get one or two
right,
pages here, and then all of a sudden, in like the fifth issue, the resolution takes up the whole issue. Um,
right. We try to do things like that as well. I love that kind of stuff. Our only drawback, I shouldn't say drawback, but like where you draw all your issues, we don't draw them in house.
mhm.
So it's harder to for us to for us to do that.
Oh well, I only draw Hot Shot. I got like 5 other titles that I have different artists on. For
Right.
that, I definitely understand where you guys are coming from. It's hard, especially doing it all yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say is the biggest obstacle you have in that being the indie creator?
Well, the biggest obstacle was being alone and doing it, but now I've formed relationships, I've formed bonds. I got my 3 brothers, four including me, but
Right.
that helped me out and guide me and stuff like that. Then getting with a good ass publisher, such as
Right.
Short Fuse,
Right.
and that kind of break down what the game is and how these things are done, and watching to see the success that they've had and apply it to my own work. Um, but as always, I think the biggest factor for anybody is all having the funds to do what it is that you want to do.
Yeah. That would be the biggest thing for us. It's definitely not, creativity or anything like that because some of the well, all the creators we have, nobody has any sort of you know, creative glass ceiling that they have to work through. So it's
Hmm.
definitely funds. It's definitely funds. All right, another question.
Go ahead.
Do you feel you have a social responsibility in the way you write Hotshot?
That's a good. That's a good question. What do you mean specifically? Like that I'm careful with what type of stories I introduce?
Careful what type of stories you introduce. Careful that you don't make him too stereotypical or make those around him too stereotypical or even with the language that you use.
Yeah, I feel like I have a responsibility with the language because the book is marketed towards grown-ups and kids, so we are very careful with the language. The stories, I feel like I need to be responsible for the stories and the content that we put in. That once I do a story, I don't think anything should be off topic, but it's how I present that story, introduce it, kind of being aware that someone that reads it, while I want them to be able to relate to it and take it in, I don't want to misrepresent it.
Right,
So, doing research and getting information on it, like the new story arc that we're doing in Hotshot deals with his past, but also deals with my mom and my family because my mom,
right,
um, that physical abuse that happens with some people and things like that, and
right,
we're going to. That's what the main cusp of that story is dealing with. How does a kid see that from the outside looking in and feeling responsible and not being able to help, versus a parent taking that abuse and not trying to get their child involved in it, trying to protect their child while they're taking those hits, and how does that affect a hero growing up, and how does that affect their line of sight? So I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, but how do I represent that story in there responsibly to give the message at the same time while still making an entertaining story, knowing in the back of the head, no matter what I'm going to do, somebody's going to get offended by it. But trying my best to alleviate that.
That's the same. That's the same. Basically, the same road we go down for our characters and Avery especially. And you pretty much hit the nail on the head with her, with Avery. I keep saying her. With Avery having to uh, take that abuse and deal with that abuse, and Avery leaving the house and joining the military and always keeping in contact with her sister because of what was going on. And Avery's main idea, which was to uh, earn enough money to get Avery out of that house and to keep Avery with her because of matters just like that. And it's hard to write that without being preachy. So you have to really show it in actions for us instead of putting it too much into words.
Mm-hmm.
So when Avery deals with someone that's being abused, or when Avery deals with an abuser, you can see the pure anger in her actions. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Avery has a mini issue that we're putting together now. That's pretty much together. It just needs to be lettered. But and as a matter of fact, you can see that if you go to constanthustle.com, constanthustlecomics.com, and you go to the store, we have a free preview and mini issue compilation
Okay.
that you can download off there. And the mini issue is in there, and it deals with groups. And it deals with groups like the Taliban taking women. And Avery comes across a group like that, and what Avery does to that group shows what Avery's really going through, and the fact
Yeah.
that Avery's trying to keep her humanity that entire time, because that's the biggest, to me, or I should say, not just to me, but to us, one of the biggest cruxes a superhero has to go through is, how do you have that kind of power? How do you have that kind of command and that kind of ability and keep yourself grounded?
Mm-hmm.
Keep matters such as domestic abuse, such as child abuse, such as, high crime rates in just or urban decay of infrastructure, whatever. How do you keep those kind of issues in your mind, or those kind of type of troubles you deal with when you can you're fighting aliens on Tuesday and you're back home by Friday?
Uh, right. Okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
I definitely feel that because that's, like I said, something that we're trying to establish. Like, what's too far? Uh,
Right.
like the one scene in the book that we're doing. I think that's in whatever issue. So I don't mind saying it because it's a good discussion.
Hmm.
Hotshot is called by his sister. His sister and mom don't know that he's Hotshot.
Right.
And she just immediately calls him and says he's back and he's hurting her again. And it's, you know, my mom's ex-husband is in this situation.
Right.
And like
Right.
he's hitting on her. But Mike, as in Hotshot, is going through so much stuff. Like he's just suffered a terrible loss.
Right.
And he's frustrated with school. He's just frustrated. He's hitting like a
Right.
building point. So he immediately flies up from Columbus to Cleveland in his costume and
Right.
lands and just rips the door off in
Right.
full costume. And
Right.
he's so filled with rage at this point, and then seeing that he doesn't care, but he doesn't realize that it's not like he doesn't realize that the person's being possessed. All he sees is
Right.
what he used to see as a kid, and
Right.
he snatches him up and he's beating the crap out of him. And it's like, dude, I have powers now.
Right.
I'm not I'm not this
Right.
I'm not this little kid that was told to just go back to bed.
Yeah.
Your mother's fine. And all that pent up rage with everything else he's feeling, he's taking it out on this person right now.
Right.
And then there's that moment where his sister um, calls out, and he realizes where he's at again. And it's like, oh shoot, I'm a superhero. like,
Right. Right.
but at the same time, I'm still human. I still have emotions that I'm attached to and stuff.
Right.
So,
Of course.
like really trying to look at that stuff because, like, how many times as a kid have you said, "Oh man, if I had superpowers, what could I do?" Like,
It's
when
the
you're picked on and stuff.
it's the Man of Steel scene when those kids are bullying him. and he's sitting up against the fence. Yeah, 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 yeah. And his dad was like, he's like, I wanted to punch him, I wanted to hurt him. And his dad was like, yeah, well, part of me wanted you to do that too, but then what?
Right.
It's
I
that
mean,
it's that situation.
one of the best parts of that scene is like, "Are you hurt?" And he's like, "Dad, they can't hurt me." He's like,
Right.
"No, are you hurt?" I was like, "Oh,
Right. 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 Avery has the same thing in that mini issue. If you once again once we finish it, that's the thing as well because Avery shows up and you could tell by the way Avery looks that her anger like at that point has no bounds. There's one panel where she throws a guy basically into space.
oh shit."
She grabs him by the shirt, and you just see him toss up, and he's so far up that all you see is a silhouette of him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that type of stuff. Because once again, I mean, she's already passing judgment. I mean, Avery's already passing judgment, and Avery's already uh, amped. So no matter what those guys say, it's too late now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trigger's already been set.
Yeah, the trigger's already been set, and and then Avery gets a hug at the end from one of the little girls and doesn't know how to react at first. And then you see the inside of Avery remembering that she has a family, remembering that Avery has a little sister, Mason. She embraces the little girl and then flies off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for us, that's the one of the big cruxes, one of the big issues with superheroes is they tend to lose the humanity that they have and they tend to be, bigger than that or more than that, and not a lot of people when they write their characters, they tend to write them one dimensionally, and we're trying to get away from that. Us as a studio,
Okay.
we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to keep that, I mean, I don't want to. So most of our characters, Avery included, are all not all, but most of them are minorities of some kind. Avery's Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not going to fight, you know, crime in the Bronx. We don't do that to our characters.
Okay. Yeah. I get you. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but she still has to remember there's issues going on where Avery is from, where Avery lives, so to Avery's people that Avery will get involved in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hard part.
I like that. I like that you brought that up. Making the character a world character, not just an inner city character, because of the color of their skin.
Yeah,
Because of the,
that's
go
big
ahead.
for us. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
That's
no,
a
no. You're fine.
that's a big deal for us because we can't just, you know, I think that's an issue with. I mean, with past characters, minority characters, that's what it was, or at least black or Hispanic characters. They only fought hood. They only fought hood criminals, at
Yeah,
least back in the day.
absolutely.
And I'm not big on that at all.
Trying to calculate on her power.
You're doing a great job, man.
Thank you. And so, man, like stories like that are just really good and really funny, and they're hard to write.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not the world's greatest writer, so I lean on a lot of people, and I lean on a lot of source material. I'm a huge Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, and I love how they fit so many cultural issues, diversity, relationships, team,
right,
all into that one show,
right,
racism and all that into that show. And like, I'm looking at the show like, this is a kid's show. Like, how,
right.
and they incorporated all this stuff in here. Then you get with Korra, the Legend of Korra, and it's like, it's even more like inner turmoil of relationships and who am I, all that even more. And it's just like I want to write stories like that, and
Right.
you're trying to train yourself to be
That's
that
the
type of writer.
yeah. That's the hard part. For the good part for me is even me founding Constant Hustle. I've surrounded uh, myself, or we've surrounded ourselves with people who can do stuff like that. Like we have a book called Carnivore by Dwayne Welch,
Hmm.
and he's that type of writer. He could take. So we have these. We're going to have this line coming out next year called Evictus or Eviction. I'm sorry, Eviction, and it's going to incorporate so many of our characters, and it's that type of story. It's one person seeking to be a celestial and how it affects everybody involved, from the guy who just patrols one neighborhood, to a daredevil type that's just in Hell's Kitchen, to a Thor type in Asgard.
Hmm.
And yet I can't write those type. I'm not a Brian Michael Bendis by any stretch of the imagination. So, but as I continue to write, I get closer to being that type of writer, in my opinion. So that's my goal. Our goal at Constant Hustle Comics isn't to, and this is going to say, stick with me to the end of this, please, because it's going to. We're not looking to get rich off of comic books, because very few people ever do, and that wasn't a motivation for us even from the beginning. Everyone involved in Constant Hustle Comics is a storyteller.
Hmm.
And all we want to do is get our stories out there. If we were at the point where Constant Hustle Comics pays for itself, we'd all be happy.
Hmm.
We just want to get our stories out there. Now see, since you don't like the Nolan trilogy, I can't really give you that as a, we want like to build something to the point where we do have a crossover. Remember how you felt when you went to go see Endgame in the theaters, right?
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
those portals started opening. Even before the fight, you see them all gearing up and ready to go. And the little nerd kid inside yourself, you was 8 years old again, watching Thundar the Barbarian on TV or whatever, completely engrossed, even though you're a grown man right now. That's what the type of stories we want to write.
Dude, we're not even gonna, we're not even gonna pussyfoot around it. I cried like 3 times in that
Oh
end
my
scene.
God! Please, please, please. When they were all sitting there ready to go, man, I was blown away. I was blown away. I was blown away. And that's the point where we want to be. That's the point where we're going to be. Where we
Mm,
write the type of stories where even though you're just reading them and looking at panels, everything else is happening around you and you have no idea that time has passed. That's the type of writing that we're going to get to. And Avery's the type of character that's gonna get us there.
I really like hearing that type of passion um, for the craft that I'm hearing from you right now with this. Until you're really not to knock anybody else's, hustle.
Right.
Um, you can really hear that passion in your words when you're talking about this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're all. I mean, we're all people who we have other things. We have life going on, but we dedicate ourselves to this, and all of us do. You know, all of us do. From Elijah Manning, who is our brand manager, and we have a YouTube channel too. I don't know. Let me say all that. We have a YouTube channel,
Yeah, make
so
sure you
y'all
get
can
it
go on
all in.
YouTube. Yeah, y'all can go on YouTube and look up Constant Hustle Comics, and we have YouTube channels about our characters and about the other about the some of the Comic Cons we've been to. We've tabled at, and so yeah, we have that. We have Charles Simpson, who's our art manager, and he has his line coming out. I already said the editors we have. Um, Amber Hubbard, she's an editor we have, and her character Kasaya is going to be coming out soon, and you can see that. This is all stuff that's on the Facebook page or on our
Mhm.
website, www.constanthustlecomics.com. You can see all this stuff there, and yeah, we're all dedicated to the cause because I mean everybody's we don't have no rich kids in our group, so we don't have anybody that's just sitting at home chilling.
Mhm.
Everybody's got multiple jobs. Everybody's everybody's got kids. Everybody's got something. Excuse me. But this is what we love, man. I love this kind of. We love this kind of stuff. When I'm at Comic Cons and we're selling books, man, I couldn't be happier. You know
Oh
the
yeah,
feeling. You know the feeling.
absolutely. I'm going through Comic Con withdrawal right now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm hoping we still have a few that we plan on doing. I know that May's a wrap, and that's a shame because we were going to be at the Motor City one in Detroit because that's where I'm from, and we're going to get to that in a minute too.
Mhm. Yeah. There's at least like 4 conventions I was supposed to have been at, and they've all been canceled
Yeah,
or pushed back.
yeah. We're hoping to still do the Ocean City Comic Con in Ocean City, Maryland. That's in December,
Hmm.
but that's a good time. So we're hoping to still do that, and I can't think. There's a few more we're still hoping to do as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping things get back to normal soon. So we can do
Yeah,
these shows. I desperately miss comic book conventions. I love going
right.
to them. I love pitching. I love selling. I love promoting. I love doing panels. I love meeting fans and making new ones and
Oh my
just being in
God.
that environment. So
Yeah, yeah. I can't. It's amazing to me how this is just an idea I came up with uh, one day, and you know what? Let me do that. Lonnie Lowe, Lonnie Lowe,
mhm.
is the brother that started me in comics. He's the
Okay.
creator of Epic, EPIC, Epic. I don't know if you heard of Epic, but I'm sure you will soon because that guy is amazing. So I wanted to get into comics. I started out as a filmmaker
Okay.
and a screenwriter. So I wanted to get into comics, and I reached out to Lonnie Lowe, and Lonnie gave me. He did to me what I do to people when they want to get into filmmaking,
Hmm.
because everybody wants to be a filmmaker, but nobody really wants to be a filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to make comics, but when you tell them what they got to do to make comics, then all of a sudden they don't want to make comics no more.
Right.
So Lonnie gave me a list of things that I needed to do. All right, if you want to do this, you need to do this, and this, right?
Hmm.
So I go to him with everything I have, and he says, "Okay, man, this is the path you need to be on. You need to contact somebody about this, about your character design. Make sure your script is down. Make sure the business side of things is done. And if not for Lonnie, I don't even know if I would have been involved in this, man. He took me under his wing when he did not have to. He did not have to at all, and he looked out for me. So I don't know if he'll be listening to this or whatever. But Dark City Comics is his thing.
All right.
DarkCityComics.com is his thing, and Epic is his character. And yeah, he looked out for me before I knew anybody else, of course. But there's been a lot of people who have helped me along the way. Sean Mack from Short Fuse.
Oh, I
Uh,
know that guy.
yeah, you might know that guy. Um, Lonzo Starr and Jermiel Lessie from Concrete.
Hmm.
Oh, that's something else I had to bring up to you too, man. Now, this was told to me in confidence,
Hmm.
but since we family now, I'm gonna go ahead and say that your claim to be the most enthusiastic in comics
Hmm.
is up for debate, bruh.
Oh, okay. Who?
Up for debate because Jermiel Lessie from Concrete might have you beat, bruh. He told me this in confidence. I don't know why I'm telling you. Don't tell him I told you this. But I'm just
Hey,
merely stating that he said he might be a little more enthusiastic than you when it comes to this game here. That's all I'm saying.
hey, I'm up for anyone that wants to come for the title. Get rid of that one. Up for anyone, and like, there she goes.
Oh man, that's a great job, bruh.
Thank you, sir. So we're at that point where we do the replay.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at, man.
All right. So www.constanthustlecomics.com. That's the website. We sell all our comics on there. Uh, Facebook.com/Constant Hustle Comics. That's on Facebook. You could buy through there as well. Instagram, it's c.h.comics on Instagram.
Come.
And it's CH Comics on Twitter as well.
All right, all right, all right. Well, I'm Mike Watson. I'm your host. I'm thank you for Lawrence coming on here at Constant Hustle Comics, representing with Avery the Astonishing. I love the name of the character as well. Be sure to, if you're following or watching this on YouTube, give us a follow, give us a subscription, a like or a dislike. You know me, I love to have discussions on why you like or dislike. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You said it's Jermil.
Jermil Lessie.
Jermil, I'm calling you out. We can we can find a comic book convention and we can go tick for tat at that show live and in person. Tomorrow, tomorrow I will have Stephanie Menard on the show with me. I'm very excited to have her on there as we have had a streak of men on the show and we're having our first woman on the show. And I'm very excited about that because there are tons of women out there making comic books and things like that. And I want to
Yes,
showcase
there
them
are.
just
Yes,
as
there
much
are.
as everyone else that's been on here. Again, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out our website, shortfusemediagroup.com, to buy all of your comic books needs. We have merch, we have t-shirts, we have action figures. Give me a follow on all of the social media as Art of Mike Watson, and check out that Freestyle Comics place because I hear they make some good books themselves. Big shout out to the Constant Hustle team for coming out and supporting your man today. I love that in y'all. Avery the Astonishing right here, live and in person drawn. Hope my man enjoys it, Lawrence. I hope it's good
I
for you.
did. I did. Thank you so much, brother.
All right, man. Thanks so much. And we're going to go ahead and close out the show. And thank you for tuning in. And I will see you guys tomorrow.